today. I think we'll just be looking at just sporadic colors. Maybe and anybody that wants to show colors they like, that'd be fantastic. Carolyn's going to be showing the luminescence because she won't be on tomorrow. So going to give Carolyn some time to show her artwork. And then if there's something you want to show, please by all means do so. Okay. Hey, Ashley or Gabriel or Mark, can you send something over to Facebook just so I know it's working?
I'm not on.
John, I may get it wrong, but I think it's I'm in the wrong page. Let me see. Now, yes.
I see you there, Angela.
It seems like it's frozen.
I see you there, Angela.
Oh, there we go. I see Mark. Hello, Mark, and I see Angela. Okay. So the picture is frozen, but the contacts are working. I guess that's the important part. So Saturday we have our company party, and our company party is going to be at the Boeing Museum of Flight here in Seattle, which is pretty interesting. Kind of an interesting place.
Oh my God, John. The Boeing Museum.
Yeah.
No.
There's some pretty museums all over the world. I thought we'd just look at some colors today, and they're probably colors that many of you use, and maybe you can say how you use it, what characteristics that you like about it. You know the characteristics. All the information about all the colors are online. And the C Lab should be up pretty soon. I asked the brand ambassadors to help me look at it and send it back to have some pieces where they would work easier, I think easier. And then we can go over that. It's a pretty interesting tool, whether you use it for C Lab or not. There's a lot of pieces on it that I think you might like. All right.
I'd love to see the page coding on that.
Yeah.
I used to do coding a long time ago, and the references and making sure the right ones come up, and it's a lot of work. A lot
It
of
is a
tests.
lot of work.
I was going to say a lot of work. Yeah. Who is Linda Sheridan? They say thank you. Hi from Jersey, from the Jersey Shore. I thought it said store. No, it's shore.
Let's see, change this. Yeah, I used to write compilers, so machine language, and yeah, I always found that to be interesting. But I was like working inside of a cave because never knew what time it was outside. It was just no windows. And I think when you're in the zone and you're programming, hours just probably just like painting, hours and hours can go by before you even realize what time it is.
Yes, that is true.
Okay, so these two are very staining colors. Very staining colors. Very powerful colors. So what family do you think they're in? Very, very, very strong, very powerful, very staining. What family do you think
Phthalo?
Phthalo.
Phthalo?
Phthalo.
they're? Phthalo.
Phthalo
Phthalo.
turquoise? Phthalo
Absolutely.
blue turquoise or phthalo turquoise something?
Phthalo turquoise. Great guess. And this one?
Phthalo
Green, blue shade.
Phthalo green.
Phthalo green.
green, yeah,
Green.
yellow shade or I don't know,
And this one is the blue shade.
a blue shade.
God, you guys are good guessers. Okay. So it was interesting watching, remember Linda Dahl, when she gave her demo, she was really a fan of the phthalos and she really liked to beat them up, scrape them, beat them up. So she was saying there's no reason to be afraid of them, but they are unbelievably powerful and super staining.
Linda Dahl will just take sheets of watercolor paper and she will pretty much run these staining colors onto the paper. So most of her paintings don't have the white of the paper. It has a light hue to them.
Isn't that cool?
It's very cool. And people say to her, I like how you save your whites. And she's like, what are you talking about? There's no white on there.
Linda is a very strong, powerful woman.
She is. We, Catherine and I think you were there, Angela, as well, in Shenzhen, China. And when we were walking around, she was
Yes.
showing Catherine how to take pictures. So she really has just a super eye for composition, just beautiful eyes for composition. I think that's kind of the neat thing about the Thursday with the brand ambassadors and Friday when we're watching an artist. There's years and years and years worth of experience that can be at least a little bit of it given back in an hour. It's just awesome. So how about this one right here? This
Is
is
that the lamp black?
Is that a gray?
it's
Lamp
kind
black?
of gray. It's not lamp
No.
black. I know it's a little bit hard to see with this. Maybe for a second you can see it more
Neutral
like
tint? No.
Graphite gray.
Graphite.
graphite gray. I heard two of them
Oh,
say
great.
graphite gray.
Yeah.
I heard Mark and
Well
somebody else.
done.
I said
Well
a
done,
gray,
Mark.
And what about this one?
Carmine.
Earth, something earth or Montramiata or no, not
Alizarin.
Montramiata, it is yellow.
Maroon, no.
Let's see.
Alizarin.
Lunar earth or
It's not a lunar because there's almost zero granulation.
Deep scarlet.
Oh.
It's a
Carmine?
red,
So red.
Indian red.
But it's
Oh,
Indian
Indian.
red. Ah,
Yeah,
Beautiful.
yeah, that's pretty.
it is. It is a pretty color. Does anybody use that?
No, they're not trying that.
No, I haven't.
I will now.
Me too.
Yeah, not for a long time. I used to use it years ago.
I love to use the phthalo blue, phthalo turquoise.
Do you?
I love to use
yes.
it. Yes, I use that a lot.
Yeah,
But
that's in my
not
stick
in-
set.
Is it? Wow.
Yes.
But you cannot use too much of it unless you do a painting basically on that. But
It
it's
goes a
so-
long way.
exactly.
A long way. Vibrant, but
And it's
very
not-
staining. So be aware of the
Yes.
staining because of the phthalo.
Uh-huh.
It's got a far more richness than the other turquoises. The phthalo one, it's just really fantastic.
Mhm.
You got buff titanium there.
I was gonna say buff titanium. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And the
And the
next
next
one's
one
indanthrone.
is granulated. It's
And what ab-
granulating.
What about this
No,
one?
no. It must be either a Primatech or something because it's granulating. No.
That's a very
Isn't it?
logical mind, and you're correct. It is
blue-gray.
absolutely a Primatech.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
For the light.
Lion blue.
It's a very
Ah.
long crystal,
Yes,
For the light.
My
for the
blue.
light or
kyanite,
the other one?
kyanite.
Cyanide.
Ah, kyanite.
Kyanite's really sparkly.
Yeah.
Yes, the long crystals. It's actually, I'll show it to you because many of you might not have seen it.
Is it a hard or a soft mineral?
It's a relatively hard mineral. There it is,
That's
right there.
pretty.
Ooh, that's
Beautiful.
Wow.
So you can see
It's
how
gorgeous.
how
It
gets
is.
It's
that.
like from Superman planet.
Yeah, it's a very long
Yes.
crystal, super long
Wow.
crystal.
You could
Oh,
make
it's beautiful.
And if you
jewelry
put
out of
pressure,
that.
it just comes apart.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah.
It
I've never
is.
seen it. My God.
Ah,
Is it harder than alabaster?
Oh, yes.
Hmm.
Um, I think we have the hardness scale on the Primatech brochure, but it's going to be 5+, and 5+ would be steel.
Hmm.
Wow.
John, I was wondering, since the new gouache are coming out, will there be a new brochure coming out?
I knew there'll be definitely. I think Catherine's working on the addition to the color chart. So
Yeah.
it's either going to be a separate one or it's going to be an addendum to the existing color chart.
Okay.
Nice.
So you got that one. Absolutely, that's a Primatech. How about this one?
Serpentine green.
Black green.
Burnt green.
Green green.
Amazon.
So it's not a Primatech.
No.
Oh, serpentine. No.
No, it's not a Primatech.
Oh, that's a
Oh.
primitive. Okay, gotcha.
So it's
Maybe
Green green.
Mayan green or something.
it's a
Something.
chromium green oxide.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
Ooh,
Yeah.
That's a hard one.
That's another one I need to use.
Carolyn, while I clean this up, would you like to show everybody your luminescence?
Sure.
Please.
Ethel's got a whole bunch of photos that she's going to put up, and I can talk you through the photos. So if
Sure.
Ethel's ready, I'm ready.
Okay, let me do a share screen.
A slideshow.
Okay, we start with this, the finished piece and the color seeds.
Okay.
Ooh.
Beautiful.
So we were invited to contribute something festive and Christmassy for this week for Daniel Smith. And even though I've done other little projects, I thought this one was quite an interesting project. I used predominantly a lot of the luminescence and duochromes and iridescence in the preparation of the paper that I made. And from that preparation, I decided to do a simple pink burgundy style colorway for the flowers and all the different gum leaf greens for the leaves that I put on the Christmas wreath. So
Beautiful.
in preparation for this, I also thought it was a great project because I used really cheap, simple, student quality craft paper. I didn't have to have expensive watercolor paper, and the beautiful Daniel Smith paints, and a paintbrush, a stapler, and a little bit of glue, and some twigs from my garden. So the whole project cost me about $2. So it's a great project for families to do or to do with friends because it's not an expensive project. It just is a time-consuming project. It took me about 10 hours to actually make the whole wreath.
So what we're
but
looking at
That's
is a
amazing.
3D image.
it's actually a 3D wreath. So I actually made flat pieces of paper, colored them with beautiful watercolor, and then I chopped them all up and made them into 3D objects.
Wow.
You're
And
so
then I
creative.
glued and I wired the objects to some twigs that I cut out of my garden. And I've used a little bit of red aluminium wire and some garden twigs and some paper, literally glue and a stapler. So everything was made with really simple, cheap things that everybody has at home. And the paper I used was literally something I bought for my granddaughter to play on in my studio. And it was just a really simple student quality, typical craft paper pad that you can do anything with. So it was like a $2 shop kind of object, the paper. But it didn't need any particular quality of watercolor paper because I was just making blurry backgrounds to chop up to turn into these objects.
Caroline, do you have
That's
any
beautiful.
more photos to show us the
Yeah,
process?
so Ethel, there was some working photos that I put up this morning. These particular photos I've just sent through to Ethel now are the color charts that I use to understand my luminescence and my pearlescence and the duochromes, etc. But earlier today, I loaded up to our shared page, which perhaps Ethel can grab hold of, all of the progress working photos that I took as I made this object. So perhaps if it's not available now, I can talk with Ethel and we can create a project sheet so people can see the way I made it all.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
That's
So there, yeah,
beautiful.
just a fun,
I saw
simple
that.
way of using
I
paper
saw
and
that
using
and I was
watercolor.
amazed.
I
Yeah,
know.
I can show.
I've made them before.
I can add perhaps 3 more. Do you want to share
Okay.
something about the recent upload that you did? Are these like the colors that you're gonna use?
Yeah. I think this upload's really important because if you have a selection of iridescence and pearlescence in a tube, you can't really tell the color very well. But if you paint them out and make yourself swatches, it's really important to swatch not just on white paper, but on black paper as well. So you'll see on my swatches, if you can see one color is if it's painted over white paper and the same color over dark. And you can see I actually use watercolor ground to create the little black squares on the page so that I was able to see the color in 2 versions. So when I go to choose the color, I know what it's going to do if I paint it on a dark area versus a light area in the painting.
Great
So it's a
idea.
great way to swatch. Yeah.
Amazing.
I use these a lot for my students because they ask me what color, and so I always pull out the swatch card so they can see what's going to happen if they use that color and they have a dark area that the iridescent or the luminescent slips into, and sometimes it turns I think like one of the greens actually turns pink when it's on black, things like that. So you've got to be aware of the variation of color on the dark or the light surface.
Makes sense.
So yeah. So it's great to swatch them out, but swatch them both on dark and light is really what my suggestion is.
And I think, Carolyn, for the 3D ref, we could share it up on our socials.
Okay, fantastic.
All right. There you go.
Question, Kathleen, is Caroline, did you paint both sides of the paper?
Yes, and that was important because you would see both sides in a 3D object. And I made a choice to paint each side different colors so that there was more variation in the artwork when it was finished.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That's okay. In my sample pictures on our share page, you'll see an example of that.
Dawn, it looks like you got some opera pink there.
You know,
No opera pink.
it looks like
I
it, but
think
it's
it's
not.
rhodonite.
Oh,
Rhodonite?
it's quinacridone magenta.
Ah, nice.
Twin Rose.
It's
Quinn
Quinn
Rose.
Rose.
Quinn
Ah,
Okay.
Rose.
Ah ha ha.
I would say all those, from what this camera is showing, all those guesses were great guesses.
Eh,
And how
Too
about
kind.
this one?
Pyro
That's a
red.
pyro.
It's a pyro for sure.
Scarlet.
Pyro orange.
Pyro scarlet.
Scarlet.
Yeah, you're good. Okay, how about this one? So you can see
It's a
right
granulating.
away the granulation.
It's the
Hematite, genuine.
No, the other one, the violet.
Tourmaline.
Other violets.
So it's
Moonstone.
definitely
No,
gonna
no.
be,
Moonstone.
No.
definitely gonna
Is it
be,
shadow violet?
Shadow violet, maybe, yes.
Tourmaline.
it's gonna be a primatech.
Hematite.
Hematite, yes.
It's not hematite.
No.
So it's hard for you to see here, but the great giveaway for hematite is you would see
Great.
kind of a yellowish tinge over here if it were hematite, and
Oh.
it's not there.
Ah.
Hard for you to see, but it's
Tourmaline.
not there.
I know
So it's not-
bloodstone.
Yeah, bloodstone.
Good
Ah,
guess.
great.
Bloodstone.
Yeah.
Hey.
That was good.
So John, if it's hematite, where does that yellow tinge come from?
My question
John,
was the
did you hear
same.
the question?
John, if it's hematite, where does that yellow tinge come from?
Oh, he's not hearing.
I think we lost
Does
him.
not hear me.
Might have frozen.
So this is what hematite looks like.
Oh.
Patience is a virtue.
This is what
Oh.
hematite looks like.
That iron oxide in it?
Okay.
So yeah, it's oxide. You can see
Oh,
the paper.
okay. It's the
You see it
oxide.
oxidized right here.
Okay. It's
So
the
it's
oxide.
oxidizing.
Okay. Got it.
But that's what it looks like. You see all the crystals. Can you see
So
the
that's where the yellow tinge is coming from, is the oxide?
You know, it can't come from any piece of this. Yes.
So
Okay.
would the iron oxide be pushing itself away from the hematite?
The iron oxide is part of the hematite. It's just an oxidation process of the hematite, of the metal. It's just like the azurite and malachite are just oxidation forms. So that's the bottom of the, so it's all magnetic. Here, I can show you.
Does it do the same thing with burnt scarlet hematite?
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Magnetic?
Yes.
Wow.
Interesting.
That's
I never
hematite.
knew that about hematite. Oh, how
Yeah.
interesting.
But I
Don't
suppose
put it
sticks
in your
don't do that, do
coffee.
they?
John,
When it's round?
Yes.
does the hematite violet come from a different place than the other hematite?
Absolutely.
regular hematite?
Yeah. It's almost like the Sleeping Beauty turquoise and
Right.
the Kingdom turquoise, just different localities. It can be in different
Yeah.
countries. But all the hematites are hematites coming from different localities that have different mineral associations in their formation, and that's what makes them look different. Yep.
Great, thank
So
you.
even the bloodstone, by definition, the bloodstone is also is oh man, my paper. So yeah, all the hematites are hematite. They just are slightly different because of the mineral associations that they have.
So are our paintings magnetic if we use hematite?
They actually are. Yeah, you can actually, if I put a bunch on here, we could go underneath. Let me see if I have hematite to show you. Let me
I
see.
have the hematite.
John,
have
would that
a-
make
a
our
stick
paintings more
here.
attractive?
But
I'm
I
sorry?
imagine you need a big proportion. You need a big amount.
Yeah, you need to have the pigment needs to be loose to be able to have it. But yeah, you can put a magnet underneath and move the mineral around. And I've seen people write their name in it and then take it out and you know, they're always part of that painting from then on.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I want to show this. This is the stick, and I have some magnet here, and you can lightly, it feels the magnetism.
Ah, very cool.
It's very light, but it does. It's the hematite, and
Yeah, there's
I
nowhere
didn't know that. That's so
Yeah.
cool.
Very cool.
Very light, but it's there. So I suppose if
You
you
can-
do put your painting, I guess. Very
Yes, you
cool, John.
can.
I love this.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You can
Oh,
move
yeah.
the paint around on a wet page and put the magnet under the page, and you can draw the granulation on the
Ooh.
metal fragments
have.
along the page. It's really
Oh.
cool. I've done it with a whole science class. I did it.
Oh, that's
Okay,
cool.
I'm gonna do that right now. That's great, Caroline. Thank you.
Yeah, lots of pigment and lots of water to get it to work.
Oh, okay, I'll do that.
Well, that makes sense why they went through my backpack last time on the airport.
Ah,
These are not
really?
Crayola. They're like, these are not Crayolas. What are these? I was like, oh, they're watercolors.
Oh,
That paint's blue-gray.
this
looks
is,
like-
that's such a
Or is it
fantastic.
James
Looks lighter
Gray?
indigo.
Show the light.
Indigo.
James
This is James Gray. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
you got
James
it.
Gray. Yeah, it's a beautiful color.
Pretty.
It is.
got
It's
that
really
one.
cool. Really cool granulation.
Yeah, I've been exploring Jane's wonderful online color theory. It's worth
Yeah.
having a look at Jane Blundell's website. She has some wonderful suggestions of our colors.
She's just a wonderful person as well.
I just want to know what tube of paint is your desk, John?
Here,
Yeah.
it's all the
It's
colors we've been
stone.
talking about. You should have seen the rug that I had during COVID. I had to get rid of it. It had like so many different colors from the paint that would drip off my table onto the floor.
Oh, you could have sold it as an artwork, John.
I know, right? Color, color.
I also had to sand down the floor.
It would have sold for more than a banana taped to a wall.
Put a drop cloth under your table, John.
What color do you think that is?
Let's see. Oh, that's a yellow.
And say yellow.
Hansa. Light.
Hansa.
It's a super popular yellow. Probably all of you have used it. I
Maya.
bet you all have it.
Indian yellow.
No, Indian yellow is more reddish.
Maya.
it's lemon yellow. Transparent. Hansa
Hansa yellow medium.
medium.
Yeah, exactly. So not only did you hear Hansa yellow, but I heard somebody say Hansa yellow medium. Yeah, it's absolutely correct. Hansa yellow medium.
Yeah,
me.
no.
And this is the
Me
lamp
too.
black.
Me too.
This is
Sandra.
lamp black. Isn't it?
John, what makes the hands so brilliant in their
You know-
brightness?
Yeah, they
It's
are.
just how they were developed. But they are super bright. I think when I looked at them
Yep.
last, I think they're like
Yeah, they are. It's like,
80
ooh.
89 or 87. They're really high on the L value.
Yeah.
And so they're just reflecting a lot the way the particle is, it just refracts a lot of the color, reflects a lot of the color back.
They're
Sienna.
perfect for Rajat's bird paintings because birds
Yeah.
have got brilliant colors.
But
Yeah.
nothing is more than what you were showing, which is the luminescence. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, they're as close to 100 as you can get.
Yes.
Oh.
Which is
Because
why
like-
they tend to appear a little bit opaque when you put them over things because of that light refraction.
Yeah.
Is
So
that
how about
lunar
this
black?
one?
What's it? What's the next to the yellow? Lunar black?
So this one right
Quinceanna.
here, this one right here is what do you think
Okay.
it is?
Lamp
I
black.
know Caroline loves this color.
Oh,
Is it
it's
lamp
neutral
black?
tint.
Neutral
It's neutral
tint,
tint.
neutral tint, yeah. And how about this one? This kind of would get me. I
Oh,
almost feel like a,
Yes, I know which one it is. Potter's pink.
Quinceanna.
Potter's pink is what it's not Potter's pink, but that's what I would have said as well. I would have said that too, but it's not. What do you think?
Rhodonite? No.
It's one of the.
Transparent
Is it one
pyro
of?
Quinceanna.
yes.
It's one of the
Italian
earth
red
colors.
sienna.
Quinceanna lights.
Italian.
Yeah.
Italian siennas, yeah.
It's Terra Escalano.
Oh no.
Wow.
I don't have that color.
I think Raffaele loves that color.
Does he?
Yeah.
I could see that. His paintings have a lot of that kind of color inside of them.
Yes.
It makes me think of Italy. It does make me think of Italy.
Yeah.
Oh
You're right.
well. Has everybody booked their airline tickets yet?
Almost.
I don't think we have.
Have you?
No, but I've got it all planned. I'm waiting on some more information from a special friend.
Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow I have to get the flights
Fantastic.
because we will be in France together, won't we?
I'm
Wow.
hoping so, yes.
Apart from Fabriano.
Yes.
Gabriel, will you be in Fabriano?
Yes.
Oh, he's not there.
No, he already told me he's coming. And maybe Ashley as well. She suggested she may come.
Oh, I hope so.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yep, I'm
Good
planning on
plan.
it.
Oh,
Fantastic.
it will be great to see you there.
So some more of my students are coming, so we're going to have more Australians there.
Oh,
Really?
Yes.
Oh, then maybe we shouldn't go. Too many Australians.
Because they're cheeky. No, the ladies that are
Yeah.
coming are actually both guides at the National Gallery of Australia.
Oh, so did I meet them?
Yes, you did.
Wow. Fantastic. That is really cool. So what colors are you doing now, John? We should guess as well?
Yeah, these will be interesting, I think.
Mhm.
Sabine, did you find some colors? Three triads to show us?
Who are you talking to?
Sabine?
I
Is
have
that
Thicker light,
I have some UC
Granulating.
bent. Oh,
thicker light.
Some kind of brown or something.
is that sepia?
It is a Primatech.
Thicker light.
Sticker light, yeah.
It's not Cyclerite.
No.
Oh, bummer. Okay.
That's a good guess.
Is
Burnt
that-
tiger's
uh,
eye.
Is
Oh, tiger's
that
eye.
Tiger's
maybe-
eye, yes.
Yeah,
Tiger's eye.
tiger's eye.
It's burnt tiger's eye.
Burnt tiger's eye.
Nice.
That's a nice color.
Gabriel,
That's
Gabriel.
right.
That was a great
That's
guess.
Caroline Violet.
No,
You have to wear the ring.
So this is going to be a Primatech as well.
Ah, Primatic as well. So not Caroline. Violet.
Okay, let's see, what is that?
Use it a lot in Portugal.
Oh yes, I cannot remember the name, but
Piemontite.
Hematite.
yes.
Oh, Piemonte.
I love that color.
Ah, I see what happened.
Oh, I'll show you. Want to see what it looks like? I'll show you what it looks like.
Yeah.
Hematite is one of my favorite watercolor sticks.
Yes,
That's a
I
nice-
agree.
It looks
It's
like
a great
big,
color
it
stick
looks
to
like a
have.
big slab of bacon.
It does,
Mm.
right? Wow.
Wow.
That's
beautiful.
Piemonte.
Yes, it's like
That's
If your
bacon.
bacon's
Yeah,
that color,
right.
you might not want to eat it.
Yeah, that's Piemonte.
Beautiful.
I love it. I love the mineral.
Yeah.
John, with all of your scientific background, the colors that come into those rocks, what kind of vegetation and things would create those colors?
What kind of vegetation? There's no vegetation in them.
No,
Mm-mm.
I would have thought that would have been like old forests or things like that that have died and crushed down into the earth over the years. Some
That
of the
could very well
colors.
be. That could absolutely very well be. Yeah.
Right.
So mineralized over the years, that could very well be.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that the Piemontite has a pinkish cast.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
really.
it's such a beautiful color to use.
I would agree.
It's
Well,
so rich.
it's so neat as it dries. It's really.
Yeah, love it.
What's
It's
that
a
brown?
beautiful
Is
mix.
that teddy bear brown? Christmas teddy bear brown?
Here,
Teddy bear. Teddy
this
bear.
is Piemontite. This is Italian burnt sienna.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
On my screen, it looks like teddy bear or maybe a yam.
Yeah.
Oh,
this-
yeah. It reminds me of the stone walls in many of the little towns in Italy.
Whoa.
Nice.
Carmine.
It's not carmine.
Perlin
It looks-
red. Perlin.
Alizarin
deep
crimson.
scarlet?
So if you were here beside me and you looked at this, you'd get it like this. I know the camera kind of tweaks it.
Rose of ultramarine.
No,
No,
Absolutely
that's
not.
much bluer.
Alizarin.
no, it's
Deep
orange.
Deep scarlet.
It's one of them.
Garnet.
It
Garnet.
starts, it has a V in it. It starts with a
V?
V.
Vermilion?
Yeah,
Venetian red.
Oh,
Oh,
Venetian.
red.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Venetian
Ah.
red, yes.
I think John's taking us on a journey to Italy to remind us how
I
nice
think
it's
so.
going to be.
I have the hardest time pronouncing the ones with the V, the Daniel Smith colors. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Oh. Hmm.
So that's
That's an interesting color.
What do you think about that?
transparent.
So we've been to Ercolano, we've been to Venetia, we've been to India. Where else are we going now?
This is a country. Well, not quite a country.
Sienna.
Is it Minnesota pipestone?
It is. That's a good guess, especially what you're seeing on the screen. I would say that it's not, but I would say that's an excellent guess from what you're seeing on the screen. It's a really good guess.
Okay.
English red earth.
Yeah,
Whoa.
that's
Wow.
absolutely
That's
right.
good.
How come you said that? Because that's exactly right.
Because you brought it up last week with the opaque colors, and I cheated with my card, my dot cards.
Very good.
Wow.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Smart.
Very good.
So Ashley,
Right, it's one
we're
of the
talking-
7 opaque colors, right? That one.
I believe it
Yes,
is.
we did them last week.
Last week, yes.
You get extra points. Oh, no.
Okay, this one's kind of, if it shows up, this is a really pretty color. These last two are very pretty colors. I think they're very pretty colors. I don't know how you'd use them.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Perlin
pearly violet.
Rose of ultramarine.
Oh my God, it's Perlin Violet.
Oh,
Perlin
what I
violet,
said,
Whoever
yeah.
said that was right on the money.
Me. I love it. I
Yeah.
love the Paralines.
Yeah, I think they're pretty. They're bright, but they're not as bright as the Pyrals, which are kind of like over the top.
Mhm.
I'm scared of the Paralines.
Are you?
I love the green.
I think they'd look good.
If
in
they
your
Apparently-
mix in my colors, I'll probably go mud.
Mm.
No.
Hmm.
I'm
Oh,
blanking.
that's Bordeaux.
Bordeaux. That's right.
Wow.
Very
Ah.
good.
I'm on a roll.
You're on a roll.
Got that cheat sheet.
Yes.
You got
No,
to cheat.
those last two I actually
Gotta
knew
cheat
them.
sheet.
Not the
No
others.
cheating.
How do you know these?
I
Gotta-
love Bordeaux. I really like these very super strong colors and Perlin. Not the earth, English earth one. I cheated on that one.
Anna,
But how could
They're
you
not
cheat?
to
You need
love
to
about
identify it.
Oh no, well no,
cheating.
I did
Color
it
chart.
in my dot card for that one. But Bordeaux, I love it. I know it's very staining, but it's gorgeous. And Perlin violet as well. I think they're beautiful.
Mhm. I love Perlin, yes. And it's a
Mhm.
very good mixer. Perlin mixes with a lot of colors.
Yes.
Angela, you have one of my most favorite flowers on your photo, the sunflowers. I think they're so beautiful.
Yeah. I will
It's how do you
post
look
one.
how do you look at a whole field of those things and just not be happy?
Yeah, right.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, that was painted, as you can see, in a whole field. And yeah. And when we were, I don't know if when you were in Bulgaria, there were also some flowers, but when I was there, the fields were full with sunflowers.
I saw them when I was there, but the season for them was over.
Over.
Yeah, when I was there.
I was there, I think, in July, and they were in full bloom. My gosh.
Where was this?
In Bulgaria?
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Okay, let me put ones down that are kind of, oh, this is gonna be interesting.
John, I'm ready to share one of my triads whenever you're ready.
Go ahead. Gabriel, go ahead.
Okay.
All right.
Gabriel.
As my phone just went to 10%. There's that. All right. So, 3 colors I like for a triad are 3 colors that are cool. So, rose of ultramarine. If you want to change it up, if you're using a Limson Crimson, I like to use this rose of ultramarine now. And then we have the ultramarine blue. So we've got this 2 colors, and then a yellow that I think is really fun is not a yellow at all. It's a Queen Gold Deep, and I will make some lovely colors here just by bringing these 2 together. We can get some lovely mixes. And let's get in here and see what we get. It's a slight subtlety, and if you're familiar with my work, you can see the sensitive change of color. I like the subtlety that is happening here with the 2. And then we've got this blue now coming over here. And I can get in here now and bring this over like so. And look at just the difference in that one from the other. And if it helps your eye, I will put this back over here. So see, this is still just a little different, right? Just that subtlety of change. And then we're gonna do this ultramarine blue back over here with that Queen Gold Deep. What I like about that Queen Gold Deep is, and all the dot card looks brown. And the more and more water, it's like a rubber band. This color just keeps giving. It's the color that I can get it really uber light. And so I can get some subtleties of difference here. And so let's mix, and it makes this lovely green. Look at that green, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And now I can make a nice dark. So I can take all 3 and make a really nice dark. Oops, I'm so sorry. I fell off camera there. And then I can
Is
go into that.
Ignatz in?
So look at this lovely dark here. Excuse me?
And that's with all 3 colors, Gabriel? Is that all 3 colors now?
Yeah, and look at this nice dark I have. It's almost like a sepia.
Yeah.
I'll bring it closer.
Darker than sepia, less brown.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Very nice.
Nice.
And if you want to make it cooler, then I can add blue to it. Or I can make it more red or orange. It's whatever you want. So try out that. And I hope that was helpful for you to create a new triad.
And
That's a beautiful color
violet
combination.
Yeah. Love it.
Thank you so much.
Which is your violet?
Thank you.
Rose of ultramarine, I think.
Rose of ultramarine.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Back to you, John.
So Rose of Ultramarine, is it with Queen Rose and Ultramarine? Is that the pigments?
Rose
Yes.
of ultramarine. Ultramarine.
Twin Deep
Twin-
Grove.
Twin gold deep.
Rose of
Thank you.
Ultramarine is done with unsaccharinoid red, if I'm not mistaken, I think, and ultramarine blue. I also have some colors to show whenever you're ready.
Okay, I'll put your camera up. Angela. Up, there you go.
Ooh,
They look like mangoes.
nice, Angela.
I am using some of the color that John talked about, the this one, ultramarine turquoise.
Okay, pretty.
Mm.
Yes, and also I think there was also the phthalo turquoise, if I'm not mistaken. It's ultramarine
Yes.
turquoise and phthalo turquoise.
Mm-hmm.
I love these
Mhm.
colors.
Nice.
And then mixed with I've become a fan of this yellow, this one,
Which
the
one is
bismuth
that?
vanadate yellow.
Oh, this is,
Oh,
that's a nice yellow.
Look at what it's doing here. Look at what it's doing. Can you see this
Yeah.
part here?
Yeah.
Look.
Yes,
Wow.
quite a special color.
Yeah, over the lamp black. Another fan I have become of the lamp black. So I'm discovering every day. I'm discovering new colors, and also the this one, Pyrrole Scarlet. The red is the Pyrrole Scarlet. So mixing them all with what do you call it? Perylene Violet also. Wow. Oh yes, this is the other, the phthalo blue turquoise. So I think it will still keep moving. I will maybe splatter some water or do some things. So, but for the moment, it's not bad. I'm happy. Thank you.
That's great, Angela.
Thank you, Caroline.
Nice, Angela.
Beautiful colors and mix, Angela.
Yes, thank you. You see how well it mixes the turquoise with the yellow. Makes a lovely green. Yes.
okay.
John,
Okay.
did you switch to gouache now?
Did I? No. Nope, still watercolor. So what color do you think this one is?
The first one?
This one.
In crimson.
I'm sorry?
Colors are in
With
crimson.
red.
It is Carmen.
Carmen.
It looks different on my screen. It looks far more red on my screen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And how about the one next to it? This one.
Queen magenta.
Queen magenta.
Queen magenta. What made you say it? That's correct. What made you say that?
Because we know everything and we're super smart. Obviously.
And mine would be, of course you are.
We're well practiced.
We have the best teacher.
And how about this one? This is really pretty. I'll sort of show it to
Is that rare green earth?
you. It's not.
Is it Terra Verte?
It's not.
Cascade green.
It's not that either.
No.
It's
Amazonite?
Perylene green. It's Perylene green.
Oh.
Perylene
Really,
green.
it's
Nice
really
green.
It's
Oh, it
really
looks
pretty.
very, very different.
Yeah, it's really pretty. And this one, I can show you this one by what it does. It's one of the unique colors that'll do this right here. You can put a black down and put a yellow, and you can see the
Midnight black, of course.
It's Lunar black.
Yep. So lunar black, kind of one of the ones that violates kind of the rule because it's a single pigment that granulates. It shouldn't granulate, but the particles don't like being with each other. And then this one right here,
Is that a Amazonite or however you say it? Amazonite genuine?
very close, this one.
Oh, fuchsite.
Yes, fuchsite.
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 Fuchsite's a
Okay.
gorgeous color.
Yep.
Yeah.
And how about this one?
Is that our cobalt teal blue? Or is that the Kingman green?
It's not
Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping
Oh,
Beauty.
there you go. There you go.
Very
Oh my God.
good. God, you guys
What
are
is
good.
What is the brown one that you put down?
This one?
Yeah, yeah.
This is, oh, I'm good. Thank you. I skipped this one. What do you think it is? It's going to be hard. Right.
Is it? It's
Did
not
I
Van
hear
Dyke.
somebody say my name? They said Sleeping Beauty.
Pronunciation.
Yeah.
This is Gabriel.
Transparent brown oxide.
Very close. This is environmental friendly brown iron oxide.
Permanent brown.
Oh,
Ah,
okay.
Oh,
Nice.
So what do you think the size difference is between a transparent oxide and an oxide?
the size difference of the particles.
Yeah. Which one's bigger? Which one's smaller?
Oh, 50%.
transparent's
The
bigger.
transparent.
Transparent is smaller
Yeah.
Oh,
by a
You
huge
lost.
factor smaller.
Okay.
Now I know.
I have a question, John. Please, with the granulation, why did the pigments or what do they need to show the granulation? Because when I have a granulation color and I go on the paper and I get very much water, then the granulation is very big. But
Yep.
when I go on the paper with a heater close
You
to my
mean a
color,
dryer? A hair
and
dryer?
A dryer. Yep.
yes, a hair dryer,
Uh-huh.
and then the granulation is very, very minimal or not here.
Those are excellent observations. They're excellent observations. So for a pigment to granulate, especially the Primitex, for example, it's because of differential specific gravity. Things weigh different than other things, and or things are different size than other things. And that's what causes the granulation. So you shouldn't expect to see it within, for example, the lunar black, because every particle weighs the same and all the particles are the same shape. But it defies that. And then to answer your question, say I had many times people will say exactly what you just said, which is I've used ultramarine and it really granulates. Well, it doesn't, there is some slight granulation, but if it really granulates, if someone says that it really granulates, it means they put too much water. And so what they're doing is they're undoing what we've done to put the paint together. They're having the pigments all go away from each other because it's so much water, which really, watercolors is, I'm always amazed by you as artists because it takes a lot of mastery to learn how much water to use, because you have to use water. And it's like, what's too little and what's too much. But if you put a lot and you start to reverse the process of how we made the paint, you'll see it granulate a lot because the particles are flowing. And then that's a great
Maybe
observation.
that's the effect you're looking for. You
That
can
could
use it
very
to
well
your
be.
advantage.
That could very well be. But if someone says to me, for example, if I get customer service questions of my ultramarine really granulates, I know right away it's because it's too much water.
But they don't want
So
it
the
to
reason why
granulate.
the hairdryer affects that is because you're removing the water quickly and you
Exactly.
stop that process.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. And that's kind of the beautiful thing about watercolor. I mean, it does take it's really a very beautiful and difficult medium. You've got to use water, and that's the thing I really like about on Friday when I hear each of you or hear the demonstrator talk about things they've learned over 10, 20, 30 years. And it's like, they're just like little tiny pearls of wisdom. It's, and in my life, you know, I usually learn best when I make the mistake. And then it's how to correct from the mistake. That's the one that sticks with me the
Exactly.
longest anyway.
Yeah, I agree.
And so you can stop the granulation when you lay the paper upside down.
Oh, that's interesting. I've never tried that.
interesting.
That works?
Yes,
Oh,
works
Very
too.
Cool. Wow,
Interesting.
interesting.
Another pearl of wisdom.
Yes.
Exactly.
or
But
more
this,
when you use a magnet like that.
But when you use a magnet.
Yes,
Like
yes.
Yeah.
Well, you
It
guys
was
are great
great.
guessers. Very, very, not so much guessing as I think you're very analytical about how you figure out which colors they are. Because boy, you get them with like one guess or sometimes two guesses. So that's fantastic.
You're a great host.
So thank you for being here today. I love doing this and I love being able to hear your questions. So if someone doesn't ask questions, please ask questions. I love hearing questions. I think everybody loves hearing them. It's what makes it, I think it's what makes it exciting. So thank you for joining today. It was great being
Thank
with you.
you.
You're
Thank
very
you,
welcome.
John.
I hope you can join
thank
tomorrow.
you
Fantastic.
again,
Thank
John.
you.
Tomorrow.
Thank you.
Have a good
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Thanks,
everybody.
everybody.
Okay, see you tomorrow.
Yo.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.